Alright, hey guys, Kira8428 here, back with another video. I've been trying to record this thing for months now, and just haven't gotten around to it, so here we are. I finally decided that I was going to finish the drawing of Canada that I got inspired to do after making the America drawing, link in the description for it. Which I wanted to start working on because, well, I would have said recently, but I think it was like a month ago, I discovered that the voice actor for America and Canada, since they're voiced by the same person, is also the voice of Tomura Shigaraki from My Hero Academia. And it just... finding that out was amazing, for one thing. For another, I had to draw Shigaraki and Lin, one of them combined, but I felt like America was obvious because everyone's like, oh, America, he's the hero, but he's also the villain. And then I've just thought, no, I'm going to draw Canada. Because I don't like when people forget about my boy. I decided though that, of all things, the first time I draw Canada is as a villain. Honestly, I really like how this drawing ended up turning out. I don't know if it's noticeable in the drawing itself, but I did have to make a few tweaks after the fact. For one thing, the leg was very curved, so that was fixed. So if the final image looks different, you know why. And essentially I just worked on this. I'm very tired. I don't know why I just randomly decided, you know what, I'm going to just record these whenever and then just start rambling into a microphone, but I do. And here we are. I generally don't remember as much about this drawing as when I first did it, because the drawing and the video itself has been done for a while now. I just haven't, figured out any of the music or recorded the audio. And I'm currently recording this on frickin' 13th of October. So hopefully it's out at a reasonable time. Maybe, possibly, who knows? I mean, I guess that's how time works when you post video. I've just been dealing well with this in the background. I have other Speedpaint ideas and stuff that I also want to work on. Whether or not they are also out in a timely manner, it's probably uncertain. I don't know if any of that made sense. I'm trying to do this in one take because otherwise I'm never going to do it. But my brain is not focusing, and we love when a brain doesn't focus. Also, I think I labeled them in the sketch, but the hands, there are less of them for a very specific reason. If you know the placement of the hands on Shigaraki, and you don't know the abbreviations that I used for each of them, you can figure out who they probably are. I mean, fandom knowledge, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, I figured though, I'd put some thought into this drawing. I also got to draw Kumajiro, which was nice. Is that his name? I genuinely don't remember. Gosh. This was a mistake. It's not even that late. It's only 7, but I decided for some reason that I was going to record this after, because I woke up at, I don't remember when I woke up this morning. I just remember, staying up late because, of course, and then I woke up late, and now my brain is like, but it's dark, you should be tired, possibly? That's fun. I'll say that the one thing I regret in this drawing is all of the hands I had to draw. I don't like drawing hands, but I really wanted to, I had to put them in there. I had to. Otherwise, it's just emo Canada. So, So I am really happy with how it turned out. It honestly, how I did the rendering for it, like the colors and everything at the end of this, kind of reminds me of freaking Drawfee videos, and I don't know why, but you'll see when we get to that. Which reminds me, I've been watching a lot more Drawfee recently. I love their stuff so much. Actually, I've been watching a lot of Drawfee and then just Among Us videos and things recently. Well, that's been interesting. I say interesting. So I've been trying to do things like, say, remember that gravity exists when I do certain drawings? That's why that shoelace is like that. I'm trying to pay more attention to how I draw certain things whenever I do actually bother to draw. And I think I've been getting better at it. Also, I love how freaking derpy Kumajiro ends up looking. He looks kind of sad, but mostly derpy, and it's adorable. Him and his claws. I don't remember what I mentioned in the America video, but I'm pretty sure I mentioned that I've just gotten super into Hetalia and it's become a problem. Basically, everyone's middle school phase came to me in my college ages. So, and it's just, like, I understand, like, reading through everything, like, because how Hetalia used to be an incredibly problematic fandom, and I missed all of that, which is probably for the better. But, like, all of the arguments people have, like, when it comes to things like, Hetalia and how it's fairly racist, which, I mean, it is inherently racist. It's also just one of those things that's oddly educational. Like, it's between Hetalia and Country Humans that I got really, really into learning about history. Although I understand why a lot of people have more problems with Country Humans than Hetalia. Because Hetalia makes the argument of being somewhat, like, educational and stuff like that. You learn a lot of random things or get curious about a lot of random things when it comes to Hetalia. And when it comes to Country Humans, it's mostly just shipping fuel. And look, I'm so desensitized to that sort of thing, having spent so much time in, like, fandom, it's not even funny. Like, it's hard to determine certain things that are problematic until it's, like, pointed out to you, and then you're just like, oh god, oh fuck, what is this? I love the concept, especially as a way to, like, get people interested in, like, history and things like that, learning facts and things or whatever. I find that really cool. But I also understand that fucking you have a serious problem when it comes to, like, certain things that will not be mentioned in this video in case I ever get enough views to be monetized, implying I ever post frequently. I don't know. One day I'll work on that. One day. So, yeah, finishing up making ash piles in the background. Canada's been busy. I couldn't pick if I wanted to do, like, Canada's normal eye color, or if I wanted to do, Shigaraki's. So I just did both. And honestly, I think it turned out very nice. The red with, like, the speckles of, like, purple. I just think it's a neat touch. And then I decided to do something different with the lighting so I could make the whole image appear, like, darker. Basically, I filled in the area and then just started erasing for all the highlights. I think I go through as well a little later with an airbrush, because I like my airbrushes with my cell shading. Yeah, but I ended up really, really liking how this turned out. I feel like I could have done better in a lot of regards, but I feel that way about every drawing, so I'm not sure how valid that is. And then trying to figure out how I wanted to shade the fluff of the jacket was hard, because I realized I don't normally shade fluff like that. So, I find it especially funny that I'm talking about this drawing now when, like, I might post a drawing soon, because I've been experimenting with a more, like, painting-esque style, like, with no or fewer lines and stuff like that. And honestly, it's making a lot of drawings look really good. I finished one recently that I might post on DeviantArt after I finish posting this one. Of a rendition of another old drawing I did a while ago. I'll probably leave links in the description for it or something. And then I'm also working on a drawing for my boy in a painting-esque style of one of his, like, monster creatures that he's made. Honestly, it's turning out really good. I just need to bother to finish it because it's taking forever. Because it's a style I'm not used to of a character I've never really drawn before. So, I'm thinking about whether or not I want to post, like, a speed paint of me finishing it, but that's, like, multiple recording days because it's taking me so long to work on it, and also because I have work. So, who knows? There's that, like, bothers me so much now, and I am so glad that I bothered to fix it. Gosh. Fucking anatomy is hard. I'm still upset because I signed up for anatomy in high school and I never got the class, so I know fuck all about the human body. What are bones? We'll get there one day. Maybe, possibly, who knows? I don't know, I also feel like I don't normally work in, like, cooler tones, like, properly. Like, I feel like this is the first image I've drawn that genuinely looks like a colder image. Probably because of, like, the gray background and everything. Also, I bothered to do, like, I'm still trying to bother to do backgrounds. Even if they're as simple as this, which is just, like, ash piles and stuff, I'm glad that I'm starting to, like, bother. Because I hate drawing backgrounds. But I want to get better at them, especially if I do decide to, like, do the whole comic book thing. Which I'm still working on, by the way. Page 4 is in the process of being colored, finally. And after page 5, I will actually begin, like, posting, and like I said in an earlier video, I'm going to be working on a speed paint of the two main characters for it at some point, and that'll essentially be, I guess, the announcement officially for when it's done. I'm still not certain if I want to even try posting it on Webtoons, because not only is it darker than the average webtoon, it's also very, Webtoons recently changed their privacy policy for things, and I'm not sure how I feel about it. Because essentially it's like not wanting other creators to post comics and things on, like, say, YouTube as comic dubs or whatever, and personally I don't care. I never cared if someone wanted to do anything with my works. Honestly, I'd be fucking flattered. But I don't know. Like, I'm thinking about doing webtoons, if nothing else, because, like, it'd be different. Because there's not a lot of dark stuff on Webtoon. And the ones that there are, well, I've seen are really good. There's just not a lot of them, because it's not really the platform for that. I forget what the platform for that is. I'm bad at names, but, you know. I'm still not sure. And I'm still not even sold on the art style I started using for the pages. I just want to get them done so they're at least done. Because if I keep making changes, I'm never going to post anything. So I'm probably going to do where, like, I just incorporate, like, different things over time. Which I guess is what, like, artists are supposed to do. But, you know, it still feels weird. It feels like I'm supposed to stick to an exact style, even though I know I don't have to. It's my frickin' comic book. Which reminds me, I might at some point also get my boy to help me with said comic book with certain, certain character things and little bits. I mean, he's already the one who helps me fix anatomy when it looks weird. He's the one who told me to fix that freaking leg, but I feel like me mentioning it this much also bothers other people, but you know, whatever. I'm sorry. being into Hetalia has been a ride, especially when everyone's been talking about how it's been, like, coming back in 2020 or whatever, or how it never left. It's honestly really cool to see that sort of thing in fandoms. I know a lot of fandoms really never die, or at least not properly. There's always that group of people. There's always that group. You can find them anywhere. Like, the fandom for, because I freaking love reading, Jonan Vasquez's comics, and I remember Johnny the Homicidal Maniac, a popular comic from, like, the early 2000s, where it was one of those things that it had, like, a massive, like, following at the time, like, and obviously, well, I say massive, I guess I don't actually know how large the fandom was back then, but I remember that, like, the fandom eventually chilled the fuck out, as fandoms tend to do when people lose interest in them. And, like, now they're such chill people, most of the time just posting art and things or whatever. And it's just nice. It's just nice when fandoms that had certain types of people in them just calm down, if that makes any sense. But yeah, and yeah, I tried a lot to make atmosphere for this drawing. I don't know if it worked. You can tell me if it worked. You know, it still blows my mind that freaking Tomura Shigaraki and Canada. I mean, and America too, but somehow that makes more sense to me than Shigaraki, Canada. But it's, I don't know, it works in its own way. But also, we're approaching the end of the video, I am just realizing, so I should wrap this up, probably. And hi, me from the future, realizing while editing that I was about to do an outro. I say about to, this was hours ago. I was going to do an outro, and I realized that the audio is a little too short. So, that's fun. I love when I do that. I'm great at planning. So, but yeah, basically I am going to be essentially letting the video finish up here, so here's an outro. I hope you enjoyed the video. Remember to do all those, like, weird YouTube things or whatever. And remember to check out my DeviantArt page if you want to see any more of the art that I've made. If you want to see the America drawing with the fixed light that I think I briefly mentioned, I fixed the light. If I didn't mention it, I'm mentioning it now. I fixed the light. The ceiling was too low. But beyond that, though, yeah, I think I'm essentially done here. And check out the Canada drawing itself. Be sure to leave, I guess, favorites. I don't know. This feels weird. It feels weird asking for things. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed and have a nice day.